Oh, look at that. We are live again. I have very much so updated my setup since last night. So let me know if this setup is working well or not. For whatever reason, it keeps resetting this screen every single time I click on it. But welcome to the stream. We will be flying drones today and having a blast. So let's get into it. I might take these headphones off. I don't like not being able to hear myself, and the headphones are messing me up. I know I need to change the audio stuff, but it's fine. We're just going to take them off. Let's take off the headphones. I'll put them back on if I need them. All right, here we go. Let's fly some drones. It's been a great day. I have been editing the whole day. Actually, we're gonna adjust the microphone a little bit more. There we go. Oh, and we crashed. So I have been literally in this chair editing since I woke up this morning at like 6 a.m. So I will be very excited to get out of this chair. What's up, La Creeper Duo 6? I love the name. How are you doing tonight? But yeah, as I was saying, I've been sitting here editing a YouTube video that I was hoping would come out today, but there's still some more work that I got to do on it. Just some B-roll I got to add and some finishing touches, but it's on. It'll be an interesting one to release. Let me just say that. I don't know. I don't know how well it's gonna be received. It's gonna ruffle some feathers, I do believe. So we will see what almost made it through the ladder. We will see what happens with that one. Goodness gracious, your boy is burping like crazy tonight. You won't stay here for too long. You have 10% left. Well, I appreciate you hanging out. If you could tell me, how does the audio sound on the stream, and does the video look all right? I'm using this microphone for the first time on a live stream, and I'm just curious as to how well it's working. But I appreciate you tuning in. Hit that subscribe button so you can see all the streams coming up, because this is what we're doing now. This is going to be another aspect of the things that we do. So would appreciate you for hanging out with me. Maybe I should get into some racing today. We might have to do some of that. I do need to warm up first before I get into any crazy racing stuff. For me, it's working fine. Great. We love to hear that. That makes me really happy. That means I set up the microphone properly today. Which, I mean, I set up microphones for, all my recording and stuff, but streaming with a encoder through Streamlabs is a whole new ball game for me. So this is normally, whenever I used to stream, I used to just put my phone on a table, put my computer in front of me, and just fly. And so this is a whole setup we got here with cameras, and I got Streamlabs over on that monitor, and yeah, so it's very interesting. I also did I don't know if anyone wants to, but I do have it on a multiplayer server today. So if anyone wants to hop in, we can all play together. So if you just look up, if you've got Velocidrone and you just look up go to play a multiplayer and then join someone, it'll be Johnny Trigo YT for YouTube. Might change it to Johnny Trigo Live, or I don't know. We'll come up with a name for it so it'll be easily searchable. But yeah, I'm super excited about the prospect of all the streaming, and I'm really glad this setup works with my computer. My computer is not meant for this, and I've got more USB devices plugged into it than I ever have. I've got like 4 hard drives, a microphone, the camera, the controller, the monitor. Like, I got headphones plugged in. It is plugged in to the max. So this, if we're gonna upgrade streams from here on out. This will be what we're working with until I can get something new, which I have to get a new editing computer first before I get a new streaming computer. So yeah, we'll just work with it as it comes, and we've got a crash. There should be, I wonder if like we could come up with a system to where like you all get rewarded if I crash, or I have to do something if I crash. Like, I don't know, something like that would be interesting, especially if I'm racing. That would be a ton of fun. At least for me, it would be. I'm sure y'all would have fun with it too. We're getting them trippies on lock today. Ooh, we're gonna try that tower dive again today, and see if we can get it. And welcome to the stream. I appreciate everyone who's in here. Go ahead and tell me where you're from. Say hello. Do something. Don't be a stranger. Let's interact. I can talk and read chat while I'm doing all of this. So, yo, what's up? Truck Normal, how are you doing today? Sorry, I need to get new contacts in, or I need to figure out how to make my chat bigger or something. Not sure. We're still learning. We're still growing. This is a new thing for me. But how are you doing today? How is your Wednesday going? It has been a very rainy Wednesday here. Sitting behind a desk editing. That's the way to spend a rainy day. Although I would much rather be out flying. This is a very close second. All right, let's try to hit this gap going down the ladder. Nope, that was not a good entry. Let's try it again. And if you're sticking around, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let's do these streams more often. Subscribe to the channel. I do a bunch of FPV drone content, so if you're curious about drones, this is the channel for you. Oh, you're flying with your Cetus X? Heck yeah! You'll have to let me know if you like it, or if you have been flying it. Let me know what you think. I still fly mine from time to time. You're gonna go now, but you'll come back next time. See ya, La Creeper. I appreciate you hanging out and interacting with the stream. We will see you on the next one. You'll have to let me know how that Cetus X is treating you. I really like mine. And I think my dad's been flying his drone more. My dad's about to get another drone, actually. He doesn't know it yet, so let's not ruin the surprise. But I'm going to give him the drone that I'm actually reviewing tomorrow, maybe. And so... or I think I'm posting the video tomorrow. I better post the video tomorrow. I'm so far behind on videos. I've got a new drone that I received this week that I haven't touched yet because I've been working on this video and working on my company stuff. And then another company is sending me a product that should get here on Friday, and that one will be a good one. So hopefully next week I'll have 2 videos up, although I say that it'll more than likely just be 1 because I have a busy week of work next week. I've got a drone tour that I'm doing for a nonprofit organization. I've got video work that I'm doing for a law office. I've got a conference that I'm shooting next weekend, so it'll be a full week for sure. And then I've got, other editing stuff. I've got commercials that my editors are currently working on that I have to make sure those are going good and stuff. So it'll be an interesting week. So I don't think I'll be able to get 2 videos out, but we'll definitely get another drone video or another drone review out. And then, yeah, we'll just have fun with it. But I'm excited for all the things. I'm really excited. I've got some new stuff that I ordered that I'll be doing reviews on that I paid for myself. And those reviews are always a ton of fun because, I get new equipment and I cannot complain ever about getting new equipment. So I've got some 04 air units coming in. And then I've got, some frames coming in too. So that'll be exciting. How do I make it the reverse orbit? Are you talking about the trippy spin where I flip upside down and do that? There is actually, hang on, there's a button on. There it is. So the M button, now hopefully you can see kind of my sticks on the screen with the little green dots. So if you watch my stick, is I'll go up and I'll face whatever I'm doing. I'll go up and then I'll flip and invert, and then you kind of just hold your sticks like this. If you can see, I'm pushing my throttle up into the right, and then I'm taking my oh crud, what is that? I'm taking my roll and going to the left. So you're kind of doing like opposites. So you get your drone into position and then you just kind of do opposite motions. You could do it like that, but I'm not good at that way. So what that's called a trippy spin, and that's one of the tricks that I learned here before I ever tried out in the real world. And you go up and then you flip your drone back, and then you just hold your throttle up, and it's really not, you use subtle movements. Also, your camera angle is important for this trick. So like right now, my camera angle is at 15. If you had your camera angle at something like 25 degrees, it would be much harder for you to get that flip going and to be able to maintain it. So some tricks that people do with FPV really are easier or harder depending on what your camera degree is. So let me adjust my camera angle and see. So we're at 15. Let's go to 30 and see if I can do it. It just kind of changes the dynamics of the drone. Yeah, I can still do it at 30. I will say 30 is a lot more sensitive on the throttle. I don't have to throttle up as much for this one, but I like flying at 15 degrees. It's just personal preference at that point. So we'll go back down to 15 and we won't crash. But yeah, those trippy spins are a ton of fun. They're way more like wild in person than on the simulator. Like it's a lot more intense in person than it is on the simulator, but you know. Boom, that was solid. That was solid. What is my radio? So I am using the Boxer Crush. I've got it in it's not the 4-in-1. It might be just the ELRS version. But then I also have a Crossfire module that I put on it, which obviously I don't need that right now because I'm just flying the sim. Yeah, so Boxer Crush, I love it. I've only ever owned the Boxer Crush. Well, I can't say I've only ever owned. I've had several drone controllers. I've had 2 Beta FPV controllers. I've had the Boxer Crush, and I've had the Tango 2. And then this weekend, I'm getting another new controller, and we're going to do a review on that one. So that'll be interesting. It's a brand that I hadn't really heard of before, but they're a really good brand, so I'm excited to kind of work with them and see what they have to offer. Oh, you're totally fine. That's amazing that you're from France. Where's everyone from? Are you the only person from Europe in this stream, or where we got? I'm in Kentucky right now, so that's where we're at. But yeah, so let me get back to you on the trippy spin. I'm trying to think. CJ, there's a pilot named CJ who had explained it to me, and it's you throttle up, you pitch your drone back, and then you roll into it, and then you're just kind of holding your yaw and your throttle up to the corner, and you're rolling the opposite way that you're doing your throttle and your pitch. And then that kind of does it. So it's throttle up, pitch back, roll, but while you're rolling, you're yawing at the same time. Do I have a Radio Master Pocket? No, I do not have a Radio Master Pocket. That is on my list because they're so cheap, and I want to do some more gorilla whooping, and this Boxer is big to be carrying around. I love the ergonomics of this controller. Like, it fits in my hands really well, but for trying to sneak it into stores and stuff like that, it ain't it. So I'm going to get the Radio Master Pocket for that, so I can literally keep it in my pocket. And I'm hoping to get some. I've got a bunch of analog tiny whoops, but I'm hoping to get some 04 tiny whoops. And those would be a lot of fun for gorilla whooping. You could do a ton of things like that. So I'd like to do some more of that. I watched FPV Vegan's video today about the O4 on a 65 millimeter drone, and it was pretty sick. So, and you're from the Philippines. Oh, heck yeah, that's awesome. Well, welcome. I'm glad that you're taking time out of your day to sit in my stream. It's always a lot of fun. And for everyone who is just joining, this is Velocidrone Simulator. And I do all kinds of drone stuff. So if you like drones or want to learn more, hit that subscribe button. Or if you just want to hang out with me while I stream, like, let's do it. No pressure, but you should definitely subscribe. That would be number one. All right, let's see if I can get this gap. Nope, did not get that even slightly a little bit. Let's try it again. Also, it's like raining outside. Either that or I've got some sparkling water over here with some Mio in it, and it's just making noise. Okay, that one was not great, but it was better than the last attempt. The the Radio Master Pocket is a fantastic controller. So I've heard. I mean, I haven't used it, but everything that I've used from Radio Master has been awesome, so I can't imagine that the Pocket would be any different. That was really bad. And yeah, the FPV stuff gets expensive real quick. I mean, the fact that it's crazy how much everything can cost. You can do it for cheap, but if you want good quality stuff, you gotta pay for it. The drone sim is Velocidrone. It is a drone simulator you can purchase online. I believe I'm not sure. It's with Team Black Sheep. It's both of them together, I believe. But let's see here. What time is it in the US? It is 7:21 p.m. So it's end of the day for a lot of people here. Or depending on what shift you work, you might just be starting. But that's wild that it's so late there. Kudos to you for being up. I can't stay up past 10 o'clock anymore. I'm an old man. Not really, but I'm not really an old man. But I just don't. I get up really early. I get up at like 5, 6 a.m. every day, and then go to bed at 10. So it's a nice schedule. Why not Liftoff? I would love to be on a different simulator like Liftoff or Uncrashed or something like that, but my Mac cannot run the simulators and the streaming software at the same time if I do anything other than Velocidrone. It gets very laggy very quickly, and it's just not a fun experience for any of us. So I would love to be doing some other simulators, but my computer just can't handle it. So eventually, I would love to get a new computer for streaming, but streaming has to pay for that computer. So that's kind of like how I do things, is like, my YouTube channel, I don't make a ton of money every month off of it. It's kind of an extension of my business, but not really. And so anything on YouTube that I do, like new drones I get or anything like that, all has to come from what I make on YouTube. And so it's the same with like streaming. So if I make enough money in, like a year or something from streaming, then I'll buy a new computer. But I just don't invest in things, because it works right now. Like it's not a crazy stream. I'm not making any money from the streams or anything like that right now. So this works. This setup works for me, and so I enjoy streaming and talking with everyone and stuff. So I just have not invested in a gaming computer to be able to do it. So this computer can technically run Liftoff by itself, but when it's paired with streaming and the upload and everything like that, it does not play nice. only stream on YouTube or Twitch also. So this is, I only stream on YouTube right now. I might stream on Twitch one. I don't know what's going to happen with my streaming. So I started streaming in 2022 on TikTok. And I mean, my streams were very big in terms of streaming numbers on TikTok. Like, I think I would get, there were some streams where I would stream for an hour and a half and I'd get anywhere from, 120,000 viewers in that hour and a half to 200,000 viewers in that hour and a half. So I stopped. So TikTok started banning me on my streams because I was doing a documentary, and the documentary had the name of an illicit substance in it, as well as a bear. So if you can put those two things together, give it a quick search. It was a documentary that I did, and whenever I would talk about it, TikTok would flag me for using that word, and I got very frustrated with it and decided to stop streaming on TikTok. So I've just now recently started streaming on YouTube because they offer vertical streaming now, and this is just kind of what I'm used to, but I don't have any issues. I would love to, stream on other platforms and stuff like that. I'm just kind of getting back into it right now. What drone do I recommend for beginners? It really just depends on how much budget you have. The kits, so there's a couple kits that I've reviewed on my YouTube channel, so go check those out, from Beta FPV, and they have full kits with goggles, controller, drone. Out of those two kits, if you're wanting to do more FPV stuff, I would suggest the Cetus X. I really like that one. See ya, Andre. Thanks for hanging out. The Cetus X is a good kit, or if you kind of want to build something on your own and kind of future-proof yourself, you could do something like the Radio Master Pocket for a controller. You could do something like the Air 65 from Beta FPV, or the Mobula 6, or the Happy model, or the Newbie drone. Not Acrobee. What is the drone that I just reviewed for Newbie drone? Hummingbird. That's what it is. So you could do one of those. For like your first kit, and then you could buy, cheaper goggles or a cheaper controller or something like that. It really just depends on what you want. The reason why I like the Cetus X kit is because it has everything you need. You don't have to worry about like batteries or a charger, or like, pairing the remote with things and figuring out what protocol you want to use. Like, it's whenever you start getting into building your own systems and stuff, drones can get very confusing very quickly. Once you understand, like, you're golden. But as starting off as a beginner, my personal preference is to mitigate as many decisions or as many confusing points as possible and just get to flying. But the first thing that I recommend everyone do is to start off in a simulator. I'm not sponsored by any simulators. I don't get any kickback from any simulators or anything like that. But just from my own personal experience, being in a simulator was the best thing that I did to push me to be better. So I suggest getting a remote in a simulator, or you could get the Cetus X kit, use the controller for that from a simulator, or you could just go crazy and just get a kit and just start flying without, practicing in a simulator. The reason why I like a simulator so much is because I can crash for free in a simulator, and in real life, crashing costs me money. So I can crash and do as many, crazy things like that. Boom, boom, would have just broken 2 propellers, maybe an arm. And in the game, it doesn't happen. So I'm able to kind of practice my movements and get them more smooth, so that whenever I go out to the real world and try to practice something that I did in a simulator, I kind of already have a feel for the way the drone's going to react and what it needs to feel like. So hopefully that makes sense. How much time do I have spent on a simulator? We're probably up in the maybe over 1,000 hours in the simulator, something crazy like that. I have a whole lot of time in the simulator. I mean, I pretty much fly an hour every single day in the simulator, no matter what. And then whenever I was first starting off, it was like 3 to 4 hours in a simulator. And then I started streaming on TikTok, and so that was a ton of time in the simulator. So I've got a bunch. And then if you're looking at before you actually fly, yeah, just go get go get a controller, get something like the Radio Master Pocket, which is $50, or like one of the Beta FPV Lite controllers, something like that. You can get a cheap controller and a simulator and practice. That's what I did. So I bought my controller and then I flew in a simulator for 6 months straight. And then whenever I finally felt like my skills were good enough to where I wasn't going to crash it as soon as I took off, that was whenever I bought my first FPV drone. 1,000, yeah. So in Velocidrone, I have hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours in this simulator. I probably have at least 40 in Trip FPV alone. So I used to stream in Trip FPV as well as this one, and that was back before I was just using my cell phone to stream. I wasn't using Streamlabs or anything like that. I was just using my cell phone on TikTok, and I probably have over 40 hours in Trip FPV just from that alone. Hey Marie, thanks for joining the stream. This game is called Liftoff. It is a drone simulator. You can get it from their website, Liftoff. I don't know what their website is, but that's it. It's not on Steam or anything like that. And in my opinion, this simulator has the best physics out of all of them. So that's debatable by lots of people, but in what I've known to be true, I think this one has the best physics. You could play this with a PS5 controller. It won't be the exact way that I'm kind of doing it. So if you look at a drone controller, if you see my sticks, this one over here stays in the middle and goes back to the middle. This one does not. And so this one controls your throttle, and that's really like the biggest difference between a drone controller and something like a PlayStation controller, is that my stick, my left stick on the throttle does not return to center. Now, if I go left and right, it returns to center, but up and down, it doesn't return to center. And that's because you're controlling the drone's throttle with the up and down. So you can absolutely do it. But you cannot, but it's not going to be the same experience as if you had a drone controller. But it is a great way for you to get a feel for the drone and to feel kind of how the controls work and stuff. And then whenever you're ready for the real controller, you can just get one of those. So, but yes, the short answer is yes, you can play this with the PS5 controller or an Xbox controller or whatever you want. This game is on Steam. Velocidrone is. Last time I checked, it wasn't on Steam, but I could be wrong. The cheapest kit, if you're looking for a whole kit, I think it's like $300. DJI Avata 2 is amazing. I love mine. I've made so much money with my Avata 2. That's probably the drone that I have made the most money with out of all of my drones. So it's awesome. And you're welcome, Marie. I appreciate you you contributing to the stream and asking questions and stuff. That's truly the biggest way for me to have content and for the streams to be interesting is for people to ask questions. I love being able to share my knowledge and just chat with you guys. So the more that you all interact, the better the stream gets. Avata 2 is not wow compared to real FPV. It's underpowered and can't take sharp turns. It can take sharp turns. It is underpowered. You are absolutely correct on that. But that's I get a lot of crap in the FPV community because I love my Avata 2 so much. Now, if I'm purely flying like freestyle stuff, obviously the Avata 2 is not my go-to drone. But if I'm trying to do more cinematic, flowy things with maybe a couple flips in it or something, the Avata 2 is absolutely, and the Avata 2 is probably the best travel FPV drone that there is. I don't know of a better way, and I'm actually going to make a video about that coming up soon about why I think the Avata is great. It's not for the normal reason of flying and doing flips and everything like that, but the Avata 2 is a fantastic FPV drone if you are using it for specific purposes. Yeah, so if you're looking for a kit, look up the Cetus X kit, Cetus X kit from Beta FPV. You can get those on like Amazon. You can get them directly from Beta FPV. You can use my link from Beta FPV. I mean, hint, hint, wink, wink. Go check out the video. Yeah, that one is a great beginner kit. That's $300 versus the Avata is $1,100 for kind of the same kit. Yeah, so with the Avata kit, you can get a kit with everything included. I will say, though, I'm not sure if they've changed their kit. So right now, the Avata 2 comes with goggles and a motion controller. The motion controller is trash. Throw it in the garbage as soon as you get it. I have used it one time, and it was atrocious. It is fun for casual people. I can't say throw it away. It is a unique experience kind of thing. It's not real flying FPV kind of stuff. It's kind of like playing a video game. It is cool. But if you're wanting to fly FPV, then you'll have to buy the controller separately with it. So that's another, I don't know, $250, $300. It's expensive. I think I spent $1,500 on my Avata kit because I got to fly more with the extra batteries, and I had to buy the controller as well since they released a new controller with the new Avata, which don't get me started on that. Yes, so I got the DJI FPV drone, like the OG FPV drone. That was my first FPV drone. And while, yes, I did enjoy it, I was seeing what my friends on the internet and what my friends in real life were doing with their custom-built drones, and I was like, yeah, this drone can't do that. So I think the DJI FPV is a great starter drone, especially for how cheap you can get them right now. But they're just, I called it a potato whenever I had it. It just doesn't float through the air. It kind of sinks through the air, and you can't really dive it. It's underpowered for how heavy it is and stuff. I mean, it does go fast. Like, it's a fast drone, but whenever you're pulling out of dives and stuff, that thing gets sketchy very quickly. All right. Things good. You had an absolutely terrible experience ordering from Beta FPV. I love the drone, but I'll go through Amazon. I can't say I blame you on that, especially now that I think there's stuff with ordering things from China and getting it into the United States and stuff like that now. I don't know what's going on. How much is the game I'm playing? It was, I think, $25, and then I added the I want to say $10 expansion pack for flying in houses, and then the $10 expansion pack for freestyle. So I think I paid like $45 for it total. And you can pay more or less. They've got all kinds of expansion packs. These are just the ones that I got. But there isn't Cetus Light. It's around 150, but you can't acro or fly very well. Yeah, I would get the Cetus X. It's worth the extra money. Are you using ONG DJI? Are you using DJI? I do use DJI drones for certain things. So I've got DJI Cinema drones for my company that I use, and then I have an Avata 2 that I also use for my company for flying through houses and stuff like that. I also have custom-built drones that I use for flying through houses. It really just depends on the job and how much they're paying, how quickly it needs to be done. Like, there's just a lot of factors that go into what drone I actually use outside of me flying, if that makes sense. Do you think you can find a Cetus kit for cheaper on another website? I don't believe so. Beta FPV is probably going to be your cheapest. I think they charge a little bit more on Amazon just because it's already here in the United States, but I'm not sure. Wow, I feel like I've been talking for a second. I need to take a sip of my waters. And look, we're still flying. We're still flying. Excuse me. But anyways, welcome to the stream. If you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I will be doing these streams at a minimum of once a week, but this is my second stream this week, and I'm absolutely loving it. So we'll keep them up as long and as many times as we can, as long as people are going to keep joining. So hit that subscribe button, and especially if you want to learn about drones and stuff, all of my content is drone content. There's a couple little filmmaker things that I'll throw in here and there, but the majority of it is drone stuff, and I've got a video dropping tomorrow that is a review on a drone, and it's definitely a hot take that I have on this drone. So we will see how well that performs. I'm very nervous. After this review, this company will probably never send me another product. And that is okay. It kind of sucks, but it's just the reality of having to tell the truth and share my actual opinion on things. And so that's what it's about. How long am I going to stream for? So it is 7:39 right now. I plan on streaming until 9 o'clock tonight, and then I will be turning off electronics and going to bed. You can anonymous, but it won't be FPV. So I can't. I wouldn't be able to post it anonymously because it's got to go on my channel with all of my subscribers and stuff. Because they're paying it to be. They're not paying for it. They gave me the drone for free for me to do the review, and they probably will not like the review. I don't know. They might like it. But yeah, and I love FPV drones too. It is. I've been flying FPV for, Lord have mercy, 4 years now. Holy goodness, maybe it's only 3. I don't know. I've only been doing it for a couple of years now. And so it's so much fun, and it's a part of my daily life now. And that's what everyone knows me for is, you're the FPV guy, because I used to be a very big portrait photographer in my area, and I kind of got out of the portrait game of, like, I was shooting with a bunch of models and doing that kind of thing, and then I was just like, you know what, let's do a different challenge. Everyone's kind of wanting to do this, and I want to do something different, and so I jumped on the FPV bandwagon and haven't looked back. Any lower and you're just getting into having a toy? Yes, I completely agree with you. Pretty much the Cetus FPV kit is kind of like, that's kind of your bare minimum that you want to get if you're wanting to actually get into FPV. It can acro, it can, you can do flips and tricks and stuff. I can't say that it can do freestyle. I mean, technically, yes, it can, but freestyle is a very interesting term, and a lot of people's definitions of freestyle are very different. And my freestyle term, a lot of people are just not, I don't know, don't think it's as much of freestyle as I think it is, but I just fly to have fun. Also, my heater just kicked on, and it is warm in this house. Very warm. And that's not good. I'm going to start sweating here in a second. Also, we got lights in this room, too, shining on me and stuff. It's, yeah, this sweatshirt might need to come off, or I just need to turn off my heat, which is probably more so the thing. All right, let's see. We're gonna see if I can fly one-handed while I try to adjust my thermostat. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, we're not doing too bad. This is awful. Let's see here. We're gonna go to Nest and turn off the thermostat. All right, I don't want rush hour rewards. I don't want any of those things. I don't. All right, we're struggling here. I'm also flying this one-handed, so I'm pretty impressed right now. And we're just going to turn that down. Stop giving me notifications. Lord have mercy. Okay, it's turned off. All right, here we go. Back to flying. I do need to do, I think one of my next streams, I'll do some racing. That one will be a little bit harder for me to talk while I'm racing because it takes a lot of focus, see, just like that. But yeah, we'll race here in one of these streams. Also, too, if you download the game and you want to play, I created a multiplayer server, so anyone can join in on this and fly with me. And if we get enough people, then I'll reactivate the Discord server, and we can either I can teach you live, so that would actually be a ton of fun to get people who haven't really flown or want to learn specific tricks and stuff, and we could teach them how to fly, or we could all race together, or there's all kinds of things that we could do, and then we can restart the Discord server and get that up and going. So There's a lot of potential here, and then eventually they'll become to where the server will be locked and it'll be a members only thing. So we're just gonna have fun with it, and we're just gonna have a community, and we're all gonna fly together. So I'm excited for that. And as it continues to grow and stuff, we'll fly more and more and more. But I also need to figure out kind of like what the most optimum time to stream is, because I go to bed at 10, and I don't want to be up streaming all night. Maybe on the weekends or something. I don't know. I don't know what the best time to stream is. We're all just figuring it out. Any questions? Hit me with them. I want to hear from you all. What do you have to say? Also, I really want to get a stick cam too. The problem is, like, I kind of hold my controller underneath my desk, and it just would not be a good camera angle. And I used to fly with, oh, that's not empty. I used to fly with like my hands on my desk to where like people could see it and stuff. But it's so uncomfortable to fly like this, and I can't fly as well. So I just don't fly like this anymore. But I do have the sticks on the screen. If you look at the green dots down there, that shows my stick movements. So I'm happy with that. We can deal with that. Oh, I was trying to, oh, hit the crane. Hit the crane. It's been raining like crazy here the past 2 days. It snowed yesterday. It's been very gloomy out, and I haven't been able to fly. And I've got drones that I need to test. So that hasn't been fun. But yeah, we've just been editing away. I've got some exciting things next week. One of the jobs that I'm doing next week is for a nonprofit, and I'll be flying through one of their facilities. And so I'm excited to make a video about them because they do a lot of really cool stuff with the foster care system. And so it'll be sweet to be able to make them some videos and then be able to kind of promote what they do and stuff like that. And then show off, the behind the scenes of whenever I actually go out and fly. All right, let's see if I can. Nope, I keep missing that. All right, I think the chat is bugged. Someone send a chat so I can make sure that it's not frozen, because we haven't had a chat in a while. So let's hear it. Where are you from? You got any questions about this? Do you want to know more about drones? Do you fly drones already? Like, where are you? Well, let's hear it. What we got? Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can support the channel. I appreciate it very much so. And hit that like, share this with one of your friends, just all the things. We're out here just flying, just having a good old time, and who wouldn't want to be a part of this? Okay, I missed that. That was really bad, actually. Oh, we got someone else someone has entered the chat. ET Tech, welcome to flying with me. That's awesome. Well, the cool thing is I got to figure out how to, there we go. We can see them fly. We can watch them fly. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. We're watching. Oh, get through that gate. Come on, you got it. That's really cool. So we've got our first joiner. So welcome, if you're watching the stream, ET Tech, welcome into the Thunderdome. I should get some like music cues to be able to play. That would be cool. Oh, and we just hit that. We could do, what is this one? Inverted yaw spin. I did that one time. My buddy was like, hey man, you do an inverted yaw spin on my drone. And I was like, that sounds like a terrible idea, but let's try it. And so I did an inverted yaw spin on his drone, and it was awful, and I crashed his drone. That was the first time I ever flew one of his drones, and I just absolutely smashed it. But it was fine. I only broke like a propeller or two or something like that. So it wasn't too crazy, but I felt really bad. But then I did it with my drone and I killed it, because it's so weird flying someone else's drone because they have different rates than you do, and so it just doesn't work the same. Like whenever you go to flick your stick or do a flip or something like that, it's either way too sensitive or it's not sensitive enough. So you either way over rotate or you don't rotate enough at all, and then that's an issue. Listen, I'm taking y'all to Gapplebee's today. We've been hitting gaps like crazy on that crane. Boom. Sorry if that me hitting that microphone. I was really getting into that one. Whoa. All right, let's try to hit this again. I always try this, and I did it yesterday one time, I think. I don't want to just, like, I try to take a break from it. But, oh, I need to rotate more. What's up, Destin? How's it going? Welcome to the chat. I appreciate you being in here. What's good? Are you gonna jump in and play? Is that what we're doing? Oh, no, that was atrocious. That was so bad. I need CJ to jump back in on some of these streams, because he always had some crazy tricks for me to try. Oh! We almost had it. Sorry, that may have been loud. Not much. I feel it. Just, hanging out watching streams on a Wednesday. On a Tuesday, my dude. No, there was a guy who was a YouTuber, was it Olin Rogers or something? He had the story about him using the bathroom in a Target or something. He's like, it was a Monday. This is like old. This is so old. How do you take sharp turns in acro mode? Like the first turn works, but I mostly drift out, something like that. IDK, how people do very sharp turns in races. So what you're doing is you're doing a mixture of rolling and pitching whenever you're doing sharp turns. So you're rolling and you're pitching, and sometimes you will use your yaw. I feel like racers don't like it using their yaw, but you're rolling and you're pitching. So because the drone is pushing air behind it, you have to flip the drone so it pushes the air. So you have to like pitch and roll at the same time in order to get crazy sharp turns, because you're just moving air. And so but then you also have like dirty air behind you. And so I can show you. Let me switch to a race drone. And then, no, because if I switch, it's going to kick them out. We'll just stay into this. But let me see if I can do some more racing stuff. Also, a race drone has a steeper camera angle. So the drone is already tipped more forward. So that kind of helps it out. So with me, let me adjust this way up. Let's go to like 35 or something crazy like that. So whenever you're racing, your drone is already pitched forward, so it allows you to have kind of those sharper turns without needing to pitch your drone. Because your drone is matching your camera angle, you're pitched way more forward. I'm so bad at power loops as in like racing angles. But I don't know if this is helping you out at all, but seeing this, but like my turns are much sharper whenever I'm flying with a higher camera angle, because my drone is pitched so much further forward. See, like, you just, yeah. Yeah, hopefully that helps. I don't know if that helped you out at all, but that's that's what you do. With the sharper angle, with the higher angle on your FPV camera, it allows your drone to be tipped forward more, which means it turns on a dime kind of much easier. You can see like those turns were much sharper than what I usually do. Let's see if there's a gap here. Oh, is there? Can I get there? Oh, we technically got through it. That wouldn't have worked in real life. We're struggling. Oh, let's hit this gap over here. These gaps are my favorite to hit. They're so stinking small, though. Boom. And then also the gaps in through here, which that wasn't a good setup for that one. Ah! See, I didn't get that one very well. I also put a compressor on my mic, so hopefully it's not killing your all's ears whenever I'm crashing and messing up. That was bad. There it is. Boom. Only 19 years old, so you got so much time to learn. Oh, you have a ton of time to learn. I mean, I'm 29. I almost said 27. What is wrong with me? I'm 29, and I started 3 years ago, and your brain gets slower the older you get. So if I can do this stuff at 29, you can absolutely do this stuff at 19. Would you ever do a tutorial for newbies on how to use the Tango 2 Pro? I acquired one, but don't know how to go about it. You got me interested in drones. Thank you. Absolutely, I could. So that's one of the things. I don't know if I would be like a great expert on it. I got my Tango 2 to where I could fly with it, but whenever I first like was setting it up with my first drone, the videos that I saw on YouTube were awful. Like there was not a clear answer on how to get it set up for a drone. Like they were having you go through all these deep menus and programming this, that, and the other, and it just felt like it took forever. Whereas I feel like my Boxer Crush, which is what I'm using right now, I feel like it took like 10 minutes to get it set up, and it was very straightforward and easy. So yeah, absolutely, that could for sure be a thing that I could create a video on. If that would help you out a lot. And that's the thing too. If you all have ideas for videos on things that would help as a beginner, I'm all ears about it, because it's one of those things, and I did this with photography a lot whenever I was teaching, but like you get to a point to where not that you forget the basics, but you kind of just assume that basics are like common knowledge for people. And that's not true. And so, like, there are some things that I'll just kind of gloss over that I think are very simple things, but probably whenever I first started flying, they weren't simple things. And so it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I need to kind of go back and with some of the videos where I'm teaching some things and like go back through them and kind of explain things a little bit better. So that way, like people who just don't know terminology, don't know about drones, FPV, that kind of thing, that they can kind of understand it. And so I feel like, sometimes you just get caught up in things and you don't explain things as well, because like, I want my audience to be obviously, people who fly drones, but I really want people who aren't into drones to be able to learn and to fly and feel the love that I feel for flying drones. And so if I'm not explaining things properly, then they can't do that. So what's the best FPV simulator? You're 30 years old. Well, I appreciate that you're letting me know that, because that makes me feel not like normal, I guess. I don't know. I don't think 30 is old. I really don't. Whenever I was growing up, I used to think 30 was old. I thought 29 was old and 40 was old and stuff. And I'm like, wow, the older I get, I'm like, I don't feel 29. That's not a thing. I'm like, can we get a more adulty adult in here to do this? So, but the simulator that I'm flying right now is Velocidrone. It is my favorite simulator in terms of the physics in the simulator, I feel like this simulator is closest to real life out of all the others in terms of flying. But there are some other simulators that have way better graphics, that have, a more beginner friendly like racetrack setup thing. So like whenever you race here, the gates just have a dot on them for where you're supposed to go. Whereas some of the other simulators will have like actual paths for you to follow and things like that. And so I like those because I'm not the greatest racer. I try and I'm getting better, but it's still a lot for me. So I would say get either Velocidrone, Trip FPV is a good one, TRYP, Uncrashed is a good one, and then crud, there's another one that is very popular that people use. Uncrashed, Trip. Someone mentioned it earlier in the stream. I can't remember what it was. But yes, so those are all excellent ones. Hang on, I almost had it there for a second. It was like on the edge of my brain. Oh, look at that. I'm out of storage. Can y'all help a brother out and send some storage? Oh no, it messed up my aspect ratio. Why? All right, let's fix this real quick. Just open it up a little bit. That should be good to go. Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about. The simulators. Yeah. So Velocidrone, my favorite in terms of physics. Trip FPV is the best in terms of graphics. Uncrashed is another one that I use all the time. And then I cannot believe I'm going blank on what the third one is. Everyone flies the other one that I can't think of. That's disappointing that I can't think of it. Oh, Liftoff. It's called Liftoff. We did it. Yes. So Liftoff is another good one that's really popular, and it's got great graphics. That one doesn't run as well. So none of the other simulators run very well whenever I'm streaming, and so this is the one that I used to stream with. I would love to use the other simulators, but my computer just can't handle it. I've got a MacBook Pro M1, so it's like 5 years old, and it just does not want to work with it. So the goal is I have to get a new editing computer. That'll happen whenever I sell my house. And then I need to get if the streams eventually pay for it, I'll get a new computer. If not, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and just enjoy what I've got. So I really, for me, these streams aren't as much about me actually flying. They're more about just kind of like having the interactions and that kind of thing on the stream and getting to talk to you all. So, but from your all's perspective, it'd probably be better if I was using a game that had better graphics. So it's just we'll see what happens with it. Oh, and I'm just crashing. That's just what we're doing. Every time I look over at the other screen, I just crash a lot, which is fine. I would much rather be reading chats than that. So anyways, ask me your questions. Hit me up with them. We got people in here. I'm sure there's some new people in here. If you don't know who I am, my name is Johnny, and I like to party. And if you know what that movie is, comment it down below. Let's see. Does anybody know what movie that's from? What's the best controller? What can I use in a drone simulator? So pretty much any drone controller, let me say this, pretty much any FPV drone controller can be used in a simulator. DJI's, like their normal drone controllers that would come with like the Mini or like the Flip or any of the controllers that come with drones like that won't work on a simulator. But like even the DJI FPV controllers work, Beta FPV controllers work, Radio Master controllers work. Pretty much any FPV controller that you buy is going to work with a simulator. And so then it's just a matter of if you want something cheap to get yourself into it, or if you want to buy something that's going to kind of be like not necessarily your forever controller, but just for what you're going to use and expand upon, if that makes sense. So that's what I did. I bought the first controller I ever bought without buying a drone was the TBS Tango 2. And I've used that for my whole drone career up until I got the Boxer Crush, which is what I'm using now. use Trip for your sim. I love Trip FPV. It does not run well on my computer whatsoever. I've never been able to get it to run properly on my computer. So, but I do. Trip is absolutely beautiful, and I wish it did work better on my computer. They apparently released like a version for the Mac, and I downloaded it and tried to use it, and it just my whole computer just froze. It's never let me get past the loading screen, and so I haven't played Trip in a long time. I have been playing a lot of Uncrashed lately, though, and I really like Uncrashed. I like their courses, and I like how they have leaderboards and stuff like that. I feel this simulator, I feel like the racing is kind of for more hardcore racers. Like they're like legit real tracks that were made in real life and then made on the thing. But I feel like Uncrashed race courses are a little bit more gamified, and so I kind of like that style of courses better than the actual legit race gate things on here, which I'm sure it's probably better for me to race on here, but I prefer the aesthetics of the other one. Uncrashed was what you almost got to. I really like Uncrashed. There's not as many race courses on Uncrashed as there are in this one, but they've got like, you know, the map of the month kind of thing, and then their freestyling's great on there. So I don't have any complaints with Uncrashed. I fly it all the time. Is the Radiomaster Pocket better than the Zorro? I believe that the Zorro is technically better. I think that's like the game style controller, if I'm right on that. But I have heard great things about the Radiomaster Pocket. It really just depends on how many buttons you want on your controller and how much customization you want and how much money you're willing to spend, because both of them will do ELRS, and I think both of them have a module bay for expanding to like Crossfire or something like that. So I think they both kind of work the same. Like for instance, you know, the controller that I'm using right now is a Radiomaster Boxer Crush, and I had the TBS Tango 2. Well, they both work the exact same with my drones that I had, because I've got the Crossfire module on this controller, but this one has a lot more buttons and switches and customization that the other controller just doesn't have, and the form factor is different, so it just fits in my hands a little bit better, because I'm a pincher, I'm not a thumber, and so I like a little bit of a beefier controller. I started with the gamepad controllers because that was just what I knew, that was what was suggested to me, but I'm really liking these thick boy controllers with 2 C's. Your goal is cinematic shots, so you don't know about racing. So, okay. So let me talk on that. So I have sworn for years that I would never race. Never in a million years. Like, I'm not a racer. Whenever I used to stream all the time, I used to get on here with guys, and they would just absolutely obliterate me in racing. And I was like, nope, don't need to race. Not racing. It's not a thing. I will not do it. And then a couple months ago, I did a series on Instagram and YouTube where I was posting every single day until a company sponsored me. Fun fact, did not get sponsored, but also had to work and had to break the streak. So that was unfortunate. But anyways, excuse me. So with that challenge of posting every single day, I got to like over 100 days of posting. I decided that I would try racing, that I wasn't going to post about it. I wasn't going to show anyone, but I wanted to improve my drone skills. And I thought that, like, you know, maybe racing would be the best way to do it. And I'm telling you, I raced for 1 hour a day, every single day for 100 days. And my flying improved like crazy. Even my cinematic stuff. I mean, like, my home tours improved, my freestyle improved, everything that I did improved, because racing teaches you how to control your drone. And that's the biggest thing with you know, the cinematic shots and stuff like that, is it's how much control do you actually have over your drone to where you can make it do exactly what you want it to do. And racing is the best way to improve the control of your drone, like on another level. I wish so bad I would have started with racing a long time ago, because I would be so much better than what I am now at this point of flying of 3 years. If I would have started with racing, I'd be a million times better than I am now. But that's okay because it's not like I can't keep racing. So yeah, racing does take the most skill, and I mean, truly just take it slow starting off. So start with like a 15-degree camera angle, which is what I have on this drone right now. And I mean, truly, if you just sit here and go through the course like this, how I'm doing now, where it's just slow and smooth, just doing it repetitively over and over and over again, you will get so good. So I think it's the Marines that say slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And that kind of applies to drone racing, is like if you can get through a course slowly and smoothly without crashing, I mean, just over and over again, you'll eventually be able to push it and go faster and faster and faster. But because you started off slow and smooth, you've established good habits. And so your racing won't get like crazy while you're racing, if that makes sense. So legitimately, that was one of the things that frustrated me whenever I started racing, is I saw other people and I wanted to go so fast and I couldn't do it. And so I would try to go fast and I would just frustrate myself. And then I made the commitment of like, no. We're going to take one track. We're going to fly it for an hour straight and we're going to go as slow and smooth. My goal is not to be the fastest. My goal is to get through every single gate without crashing. That's the goal. The game that I'm playing is called Velocidrone. It's a drone simulator, an FPV drone simulator, and it is an absolute blast. But like, even you can see here, like, I'm not going crazy fast through this course. I'm making sure I'm smooth. I'm making sure I'm not, I went a little bit too wide on that power loop. So next time I go through, I'll be like, okay, make sure I keep it a little bit tighter there. And then being able to go like this truly just helps you out. And then whenever you're ready, you can just kind of start to slowly pick up the speed and you can track your times and see that one I missed, but I didn't crash. So that was good. So then it's like, okay, that's one of my problem spots. One of my problem spots is power loops and that gate apparently. So I need to work on my power loops. So you just kind of go slow and then you can slowly start to raise up your camera angle. So we'll jump this up to 35, which is a big jump from 15 to 35. But we can come over here and then once you've flown the course and you can do it slow and smooth, then you can start picking up the pace and trying to get better times, which this drone is not a racing drone, so it's not my race rates aren't on it. It's a little too loose for me. But you can sit there and you can just go fast. And so then what I do is if I crash, then I have to slow myself down. So I only want to go as fast as I can without crashing. And so that's just how I practice, and that's how I've gotten better. I'm sure other people who are actual racing professionals might have a different way, but for me, I've seen so much improvement of just me trying to go smooth and truly just be the smoothest pilot. I don't try to be the fastest or the flashiest. I just try to be the smoothest, and that's helped me a ton. But thank you for the question. That was a good one. Clip it. Someone clip it. Mods. I'm just kidding. I don't have any moderators. And I don't know that you can clip it, but that's what I hear. You gotta, what is it? You gotta dress for the job you want, not the job you have. So I gotta act for the job I want, not the job I have. So, we're just I'll start randomly throwing out stuff like clip it, clip it, clip it, clip it. Well, listen, if you're watching this and you've stayed on for more than 10 seconds, you should hit that subscribe button. I promise you it doesn't hurt. It actually feels really good to hit it. So just hit that subscribe button and you'll see what happens. You'll see all the joy that it brings to your life. Now that was satire, and I can't promise that it's going to bring joy to your life, but I will do my best. That's what it's all about. At least if I don't bring joy to your life, at least you'll listen, not listen. At least you'll learn, or you'll be entertained or something, or you'll get to watch me crash drones, because that seems to be everyone's favorite thing. Whenever a drone pilot crashes a drone, that is like content gold. The problem is I don't want to make it a habit to crash my drones, because then I have to fix them and pay for more parts. But anytime I crash a drone, like, that content does amazingly well, which is interesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense, car crash videos are really popular, so it makes sense that drone crash videos are popular. Although I will say is there's some like accounts on the internet that show just like drone fails. They're like pages that just show drone fails, and like some people be really dumb with what they do flying their drones and how they try to catch them in like dumb places and stuff off the side of boats, or they'll be in a moving vehicle and try to launch it out the window or something. Like it's absolutely hilarious. And that was a crash. All right, we're going to take a water break real quick just for a second. I'm still going to fly. We're still going to fly, but I need something. My mouth is getting dry. All right. All right, all right, all right. That is not, there is no exit there. All right, let's try to find some new gaps to hit. I mean, like, we could go here and flip over there, and then, oh, first try. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, what's up, Lens FPV? How's it going, sir? I miss you. Well, and it's my fault though. So I mean, you've been around. I'm the worst at responding to anything. So I appreciate you, bro. Everyone go follow Lens FPV. He's the freaking man. That dude is awesome, and you need to go check out him and his wife's channel. They travel all over the place and do a lot of really cool things and make me jealous all the time. So absolutely go check him out. He is the freaking man. I do love this course on freestyle mode. It's the best. This is like, I probably have more hours in this section of the simulator in terms of like freestyle in this course than anything else. This is definitely the number one course and freestyle in it. Absolutely. Well, good, sir. I'm glad things are going. Where are you at this week? Don't follow. No, go follow him. Go follow him right now. Dude's got awesome content, and he flies drones too. So that's even more of a reason to go follow him. Absolutely. Dude's got some awesome stuff. And then are you all still in the RV, or I know it's winter, so I don't know if that changes anything. I guess, I mean, it could be, not winter in places you're going. Not that it wouldn't be winter, but Coachella, Cali. See, look at that. Listen, dude, we need to get you a full-time filmmaker to come and follow you along and document the process, that you just like pay in drone parts or something. And if you could come up with a system like that, I think I know a guy who would be down to film all your YouTube videos and stuff with you. Wink, wink. So just take a look at the budget, see what you got, see what drone parts you can spare, and I just want to travel and do cool things like you do. I want to be like you, which I mean, truly, that's goals. I've been saying, what's really bad is I'm going to be selling my house this year, and so I got some decent equity in this house because I bought it like 5 years ago, and I really want to buy a van and do van life. I don't think that my girlfriend would do that. But I think it would be phenomenal. Heading to Thailand in 2 weeks. Holy goodness. Yeah. So listen, guys, I'm going to Thailand in 2 weeks with Lens, and we're just going to go kick it and fly drones. So follow for more on that adventure. That's so cool, man. I'm so happy for you. That's freaking awesome. I can't wait to see the footage from that. I know that's going to be insane. And yes, I do need to do some more traveling. I don't know why. I truly don't know why. Like, Louisville is really the only city that I've ever flown FPV in. I need to go. Like, I mean, Louisville's kind of centrally located for Cincinnati, for Indianapolis, for Nashville. And so, like, there's places that I could go to fly, and I just haven't done it. And so I really just need to get out of my house and go fly. The problem is right now we're running, businesses and got new family life to adjust to and things like that. So we're just, we're out here kicking it. We'll figure it out. But definitely traveling is one more thing that I want to do. Also, I want to go skydiving. That's another thing that I really want to do. So maybe I do the skydiving first and then do some more traveling. Or maybe I just, who knows? Maybe I travel to go skydive. That would be a cool YouTube video. Like, I want to know if anyone has ever flown a drone while they were skydiving. I know that that's technically illegal since the FAA stuff is 400 feet. But, like, if I'm in the airspace and the drone is next to me, I wonder if I could get some type of FAA special waiver to fly a drone while jumping out of a plane. Like, can you imagine how dope that YouTube video would be? I mean, I'd probably be the first one to fly a drone while jumping out of a plane. I don't know if I've seen anyone else do it. I certainly haven't seen no behind the scenes of anyone doing it. So I think that that might be our goals for 2025. We're gonna jump out of a plane and fly a drone at the same time. Let's work on it. Let's work on it together. If anyone has any contacts with someone who would skydive and let me fly a drone while I was skydiving, please tell them to hit my DMs, because I think we just came up with $1 million idea right now, and we gotta execute it and strike while the iron's hot. Dang it, I missed that. What other ideas can we come up with? Who's got? How would you launch the drone? Listen, those are details, and I don't think that the details matter right now. I really just think that we need to just go full send, and we'll figure it out while we're up there. No, what I'm thinking I could do is it would be like a 1, 2, 3 jump kind of thing. So I would arm the drone, have it set behind me, jump. No. Here's what we do. Here's exactly what we do. So I throw the drone out of the plane, and then I fly and get my bearings while I'm still in the plane. So like I'm flying my drone along with the plane, if it can go fast enough. And then I'm tandemed, so I'm strapped to someone else, and then they push me out of the plane, because I would have to have goggles on anyways, so I wouldn't be able to see what was going on. So if I could get my bearings with the drone outside the plane, then they could push me out. Or we could just start the drone, arm the drone inside the plane, and then they push me out. And as soon as they push me out, then I fly the drone. So, I think that could work. I really do. I think we need to do some training with it, and we need to really, flesh out the idea. But I think this is going to be a moment in history where you all saw this idea happen on stream, and then you subscribed to the channel so that you could see it happen, and then I do it. So like, truly the only thing that we're missing is everyone on here subscribing, and then someone needs to have a contact with a skydiving company, really. Bandito Ace, I like your style. Okay, I got you. Listen, I flew drones in Mexico last year, and they really didn't have any drone laws at all. So not sure that they're fans of Americans right now, but I think if we went to the right person with the right idea, they would absolutely let me do that. So I think you nailed it. And I would say Canada, but Canada's got even more strict drone laws than the U.S. So I think the further south you go, the less the drone laws are. I'm pretty sure in Guatemala, I was in Guatemala last year, and they had drone laws, but like not really. Like no one enforced them, kind of thing. So it was fine. Like I flew my FPV drones in Guatemala last year. And then in Mexico, whenever I was in Mexico last year, I brought my FPV drone with me, and they tried to tax me for it to go into the country. So they made me pay like, I don't know, $150 to bring my drone in the country, which was really annoying. But I understand why they were doing it, is because if you're going there to like resell stuff, they want a piece of the taxes. The problem is the DJI Avata 2 had come out literally 2 days before I was there, and they had no idea what it was. And I was like, yeah, I'm not selling this. Like, this is, I literally came with a bag full of camera equipment to film a wedding. We're keeping every bit of this equipment. But, oh, we got someone else join the session. Pandector, just chilling. Oh, wait a minute. Do we have 3 people in here? Yeah, we do. We got ET Tech, Pandector, and me. Well, heck yeah. Welcome, guys. I'm glad we could be flying together. But all right, so here's the plan. We go to Mexico. We find someone to allow us to jump out of a plane with a drone. We jump out of the plane. We fly the drone, and we get the coolest YouTube video ever. Like, I think that's just a solid plan. What's up, Andrew Kennedy? How's it going? ZBO14, this is not DRL. This is Velocidone. This is Patrick. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't know what that is. I was homeschooled. It's bad. Yes, so this is Velocidrone. It is the best simulator in terms of physics. Don't talk about graphics or courses, and just purely physics alone. This simulator is the best. If anyone can prove me wrong, I would love to see it, but it's just, this is the best. That's the way it goes. Now, other games are cooler, and they have like better graphics, different courses, like kind of a more gamified stuff. Like, they are a lot more. There is simulators that are more fun than this one, but this one is the closest to real life flying that you're probably gonna get, which is why I use it so much. Is it free? No, this one costs $25, I believe, and then there are like optional expansion packs. So I think this drone that I'm flying is in one of the expansion packs, like the freestyle expansion pack or something. And then I also have the Tiny Whoop expansion pack. That is, excuse me, Lord have mercy. I don't know why I've been burping so much tonight. That's not okay. But I also have the Tiny Whoop expansion pack on this, so I can fly through houses. Liftoff is also an awesome one. I don't play Liftoff because it doesn't run very well on my system. But really, it's just an old system, so I just need to upgrade, and we'll do that eventually. But yeah, so for right now, we just play Velocidrone. I can play Uncrashed on my computer, but I can't stream while I play it, and that one's kind of more fun. The graphics on this one, honestly, are much better than what they used to be, and they could be a lot better because I think they upgraded this to the Unreal Engine 5, but my computer can't handle anything other than the lowest graphics quality. Actually, there's a button that's lower than low on this one, and that's the button that I have selected. So, and like last night, whenever I was streaming, the audio was like cutting out because my computer couldn't handle like all the things that it was doing. So we're just we're doing the best of what we can with what we've got. And if you'd like to support the cause, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you really want to support the cause, you can become a member. And if you really, really, really want to support the cause, then you can go check out my Patreon. I would say links are in the description, but I don't know that they are. I need to probably fix my description and put those links in there. But yes. And then, as always, if you have any questions or anything like that, anything that I can help you out with drone-wise or anything, just let me know. That's why I stream, so that we can talk and hang out and throw ideas back and forth with each other. So go for the ship anchor gap. Which one? Where's the... Are you talking about one of these holes over here or the big ones? Let's see where the anchor is. Is that's the one you're talking about? That one right there, the little bitty baby square right there. Is that the gap? Because I know I can do the one on the left. I don't know if I've tried the one on the right in a while, but we'll do some craziness and then come in and get right through it. Boom, we nailed that. Let's try it again. Let's try to be a little bit more cool with it. Oh no, we weren't cool with it. Okay, that one didn't work. All right, let me try it again. Because I know that I can hit it like going slow and stuff, but I don't want to. I mean, that was sloppy. That doesn't really count. Oh, that was good. That one was good. We'll be checking in. You're pretty new to this, so it'd be nice to pick at your brain. Absolutely, no. And for sure. And if you have any like questions or whatever that are like would be videos, like things that I can make videos on if I haven't made them already, I would absolutely love that. I'm always looking for, new video ideas and stuff like that. So, but yeah, anytime you can message me on socials and stuff, or whatever, and I always do my best to respond. You can ask Linz. I am very bad at responding on social media and text messages sometimes. So I think like, I need to start doing something with like Discord and do like a once a month members call or something like that where we can all jump on the phone, because I'm much better on the phone. Like I can talk on the phone for like ever, but I'm so bad at responding to text messages and stuff like that. So we might just need to do like streams or calls, or I don't know. We're gonna figure it out, but I want to be able to give people personal attention to their questions and things like that if I don't make a video on it. So yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you hanging around. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you plan on hanging around. And if you've already subscribed, then thank you. I appreciate you. Ooh, that's what we got to hit. We got to hit the claw gap. Lens, is that money? Oh, money, money, money. I will say I know I kind of skipped over that gap after I hit that, but that was clean. I kind of went at it through an angle, and I was kind of impressed with myself. That doesn't happen often, and that did not work at all. We're gonna have to hit that from a different angle. What's up, Chad Hammond? Skyline Pixels. Yes, second time this week. I know, it's crazy, right? I went from not streaming in 2 years to streaming 2 nights in a row. So yeah, I'm apparently all bought in, and I've also significantly upgraded my stream quality since last night. So isn't that fancy? We're just, getting crazy with it. I legitimately have moved this room around just to be able to stream after yesterday. So I've got a webcam up here. I've got a light right there. I brought up an arm for the microphone. I got the microphone. The 2 lamps back over here. One used to be in this corner over here. I mean, like, we are all in on it. I need to get. There's a couple other things that I need to do. I need to figure out like headphone stuff, because I can't wear my headphones and talk because I don't like the not being able to hear myself. So I need to either fix that or do something like that. I would like to, as you can see, like in my screen, I've got blue above me and blue below me, and I want to fill those gaps with something. So I need to like get into Photoshop and design a background for it. Or I just need to, I want to do maybe a different webcam. So I've got this webcam here. I've been thinking about taking my Insta360 Go 3 and putting it up there, because it's a much wider angle, and you might be able to see the controller if I did that and did it a little bit higher. So, oh, sick. So you own Skyline Pixels. Heck yeah, that's awesome. I'm in Kentucky, so not too far away from Orlando. Just a just a little short drive. Nothing crazy. Why? You want to hang out? Like, you want me to come down there? Hey, listen, if you got a place for me to stay, we'll do it. I just need I'll probably need to book something down there if I'm just going to take a random Orlando trip. But I got contacts. I can book a commercial or something. I actually have 3 other photographer friends or videographers who are in Florida right now doing work. So, we might have to do it. But that's awesome. It's good to put a name with the face. Is that how this works? I don't know. But yeah, I'm in Kentucky, so it's cold up here, and it's been raining all day long. No, I mean, truly, like, I've driven to Houston, Texas in a day by myself before, and that was like 18 hours. So I think Orlando's like maybe 12, maybe 14. But it's really not that bad. I used to drive all over the country all the time. So I'm no stranger to long road trips, and I really actually love long road trips. And to be honest, with like the more my business grows and stuff like that, I fly less and less, but that's because I have to bring more and more equipment. Last year I did a wedding in Mexico, and I was every single bag was stuffed to the absolute brim, and then it got to the point where I was having to put some things in like my some things in my in my checked luggage, and I don't ever put camera equipment in my checked luggage, but it was bad. I'm really glad I didn't lose my checked luggage, because all of my chargers and my tripods were in my checked luggage, and then all of the expensive camera equipment was with me at all times. But yeah, it definitely worked out that I did not lose my luggage, because if I would have, I could have shot for one day, which luckily that's all the wedding was, but I would have been stressed the entire time. And then not having tripods, I'd have been in a world of hurt. So I'm very glad. But yeah, I don't like checking any of my camera equipment, and so I just carry it all with me. And even like whenever I went to Guatemala, we had someone who was traveling with us, and their luggage got lost, and so they're in a completely different country without their medicine and things like that. And that was really scary. So, I don't like checking bags ever. If I can avoid checking a bag, then that's what we do. But driving, I can stuff my car full of as much crap as I want, and then I don't have to worry about it. What's up, Anonymous? How's it going? Thanks for joining in on the live. We had another person join. I need to be looking at who's joining the game. It's probably just random people, because I think I was the only server that had started up tonight on Velocidrone. But eventually we'll have this server full of people. We'll have a Discord. We'll all be able to chat together. We'll be able to fly. We can learn new tricks together. We can play drone. We can race, all the things. You ever do liftoff? So I don't have liftoff. Liftoff doesn't run very well on my computer. And so I just don't have it. I need to get liftoff again. But I also I don't know if they've had any updates to make it run more smoothly on a Mac. But I'm on a Mac M1, and nothing game-wise really runs smooth other than this one. But it's on its lowest settings possible. So, and even sometimes it'll get a little glitchy. Oh, lens, that's awesome. You'll have to send that to me, because that sounds really cool. The bag fits under the seat, carry-on bag case for gear. And that is awesome. So normally the way that I travel on a plane is I have my personal item is my camera backpack, which is a 20-liter Peak Design bag. And so I'll have my MacBook in there, it depends which cameras I need to bring and stuff like that. So normally I'll have my my computer in there, like my action cameras, and a drone in there. And then I've got a Pelican case that's the carry-on size. And I'll put my cinema camera or my cinema rig in there. 2 bodies, like 3 lenses, a stabilizer sometimes. Just depends on what all is needed for the kit. So it's normally the only thing that's ever goes into my checked luggage is my clothes, just because I can't fit them in with the camera equipment. But also I've thought about getting a bigger bag. But I feel like anything bigger than a 20-liter bag doesn't really fit under the seat of a plane. So I remember, so I went to Africa for like a month, back whenever, like, I want to say 2017 or 2018, something like that. And I had a massive adventure camera backpack. It was huge, and it didn't fit anywhere. And then we went on a bus ride that was a 24-hour bus ride. and because it had every single piece of camera equipment I owned in it, and I did not trust it to be under the bus, it had to sit in my lap for all 24 hours of the bus ride. And the bag weighed 37 pounds, and that was sitting on my lap the whole time. Skyline Pixels, yes, you will absolutely have to try Velocidrone. I think Velocidrone has the best physics out of them all, and then the racing, they've got like real courses that, like the multi-GP stuff. And so I think it's great for those kinds of things, but I like Liftoff and Uncrashed and stuff for their kind of gamified racing stuff like that. Lens, you are absolutely correct. I would choose camera gear over clothes. Like, clothes can be washed, my cameras can't. So, yeah, I choose camera equipment. That's really, whenever I pack bags to go anywhere, honestly, I pretty much just pack around my camera stuff. It's like, how much camera stuff do I want to / need to bring? And then we'll see what else fits whenever we're done with that. So it's kind of a problem. But I will say it's gotten a lot easier. I don't take my cinema camera with me as much places as I used to. So if it's like vacation or if it's like a personal trip or something like that, I won't bring my cinema camera, my FX3. I'll just bring my my Osmo Pocket 3, and then I just got an Insta360 like last week, and so I'm excited to have that in my travel bag as well. So I think between all of those things, I'll be pretty much covered and won't have to bring like big cameras or lenses unless I'm wanting to do photography, and then I'll have to bring my A7C. But it's pretty compact compared to like the rig that I have to have for my FX3. So yeah, it's pretty good stuff. All right, we're gonna do another water pause for a second. Oh, hit something. Of course I did. Hey Charles, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate you. Thanks for subscribing. You've been doing liftoff for cinematic training as you've been working with Juan Quinos. Oh, nice. I don't know if I know who that is. I might need to look them up on socials. You've got the Tango, but otherwise your business right now is mapping and modeling. Oh, that's awesome. I know a guy named Matt who does a lot of the mapping and stuff like that. That's super cool. So yeah, that's a whole different world. I'm starting to kind of get into that world, coming from like the cinema world, and it's absolutely wild. But there's also like, I feel like in that world, there's a lot more consistent work. Like the drones are a lot more expensive and stuff, but you can get like monthly retainers for stuff. And so I think that's awesome. But yeah, no, that's super cool that you're doing the mapping and stuff like that, but then you're also branching into the cinematic stuff. Tango 2 is a fantastic controller. That's what I've used for most of my FPV flying up until I got the Boxer Crush, which is what I'm using now. But yeah, no, that's super awesome. And if we're doing cinematic stuff, truly, we kind of I told someone about this earlier, but the biggest thing that you can do to improve your drone skills, regardless if you're wanting to freestyle, if you're wanting to just be cinematic and stuff, is the biggest thing is racing. Racing teaches you just how to have more control over your drone, and so. Goodness gracious. So I'll just go slow whenever I race. I'm not a fast racer at all, but it definitely makes a huge difference. So I'll just, kind of go through a course, kind of chill. I'll keep my camera angle at like 15 degrees because that's what I would keep it on if I was filming. And then I just go through the course and make sure that I can have good throttle control. And as long as you can start getting through the course without crashing, like that's my biggest thing is like slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So as long as I can get through the course without crashing, that's really my only goals. And then eventually like I'll speed it up and stuff. But racing helps you get so much more control over your drone. Whereas like I refused to race for years. I was like, it absolutely not happening. I'm not even going to practice racing, nothing like that. And then whenever I did my series on Instagram of posting every day to try to get sponsored, racing. Like, I committed to racing for 1 hour a day, and my skills took off, like noticeable improvements in skills. So I definitely, the best way to improve, as long as you just go slow, don't try to race, like race, just try to get through the gates and be as slow and smooth as possible. And you'll see your stuff take off like crazy. So that would be my advice. What course is this that I'm on right now? It's called Floaters Extreme. I don't really like the actual race course on it, but this was the first like race that I clicked on whenever I ever tried this map, and this is just the one that I've always done. Yeah, absolutely. Send me his profile. That would be huge because I would definitely want to follow him. Especially if he's working with Jaybird and stuff. That's super cool. That dude, Jaybird, is insane. And did you see him flying through the White House and stuff? Like, absolutely nuts. 100% insane. Buying a Whoop drone or building one from scratch. You know, a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on that. I say just whatever one you want to do. Like, if you're more interested in the building aspect of flying drones, then absolutely build your first one. But if you're just wanting to, you know, fly and, you know, if it breaks, fix it, I would suggest buying one that's already built. A lot of the tiny whoops, I mean, are fantastic. Like, you know, Beta FPV, Newbie Drone, who's the other one? Happy Model. They all have like super cheap. I mean, like, whenever I say super cheap, I mean like $80 to $100. So I don't know. You know, my version of cheap is different. You know, I've got some drones that are worth a couple $1,000. So $100 for a drone for me is not anything crazy. Not saying that I have a bunch of them, but I'm saying like in terms of price. Anyways, I digress. So yeah, I would suggest, I mean, I bought all of my first drones. I didn't build any. And it's only been, you know, within the past year or two that I've started building my own stuff. And that really just came because there were specific things that I wanted in my drones that the pre-builts just didn't have. That was so next level. He wrote his resume to do anything. Oh, absolutely. No, Jaybird is, if anyone, with flying through the White House, that is the absolute mecca of flying drones. And so if you can do that, if you can get, even just getting the security clearance to be allowed to do that is a feat in and of itself. So if you can do all that, you have absolutely secured yourself as like the number one guy for drone production. Like, that's not even a question. I mean, truly not even a little bit. Like, that is the ultimate, like, I mean, that's the ultimate flex, 100%. It's funny. Someone commented on one of my videos a couple weeks ago or something, and they were like, well, you're probably the only FPV pilot that I know that has an Emmy award. And I'm like, while yes, that's true, I didn't get an Emmy for flying drones, and I haven't flown through the White House. Like, I'm pretty sure flying through the White House trumps literally any other accomplishment that you could have with drones. Because that's just absolutely insane. Other than like maybe DRL stuff, like winning the DRL and stuff, that's insane because you're literally saying you're the top of racing. But in terms of like a cinematic folk and that, you know, do commercial production and stuff, flying through the White House is on another level. But yeah, that's super cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. I'm going to get off of here and get off some electronics and get going to sleep. Going to have a video out for you guys tomorrow. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I appreciate everyone hanging out and interacting. It's been a blast. No, that was not a pun intended, but whenever I said it, I was like, oh, that was clever, I guess. It was an accident. But I will see you guys in the next stream. Tomorrow's Thursday. I'll probably try to stream again, and then I'll be off for the weekend. So thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll see you again soon. Peace.